Imagine searching for the love of your life, knowing they're out there. Yet every time you get close, they slip further away. That was Shen Wenlang's world. When Gao Tu disappeared, Shen Wenlang went crazy. He searched night and day, pouring his entire fortune into finding him. Ads went up in 3 major cities, Gao Tu's face plastered across billboards and screens, his name echoing in every corner. People whispered behind Shen Wenlang's back, wondering why a powerful alpha would go so far for just an old classmate. But the truth was clear, this was no ordinary search. This was obsession, this was love mixed with desperation. But Gao Tu, he was fighting for his life. Not long after his escape, Gao Tu fell into a coma. His pregnancy, something no one had expected, was tearing his fragile body apart. Normally, it should have been impossible for him to conceive. He had lived his whole life on suppressant medications and pheromone blocker injections. His identity as an Omega had been hidden for years, even from those closest to him. But when he had been with Shen Wenlang, during that one dangerous overlap of heat and rut, their overwhelming compatibility defied science. And so, against all odds, Gao Tu had become pregnant. And now that miracle was killing him. His pheromone glands swelled and burned, his heart stopped not once, but several times. Doctors fought for hours to revive him. For 4 endless hours, it was a battle between life and death. Somehow, Gao Tu survived, and miraculously, so did his baby. But without the stabilizing influence of an alpha's pheromones, Gao Tu's body was breaking down. Every second without soothing threatened his life. In the middle of his escape, Gao Tu accidentally ran into someone from his past, Ma Heng, his childhood friend. Ma Heng had always carried a secret torch for him, but he had never confessed. To him, Gao Tu was a beta, safe, untouchable, someone he could admire quietly, from the shadows. But when Gao Tu collapsed in his arms, revealing himself to be an Omega and a pregnant one at that, Mahang was stunned to his core. Yet, shock or not, he didn't hesitate. He scooped Gao Tu up and rushed him to the nearest hospital, refusing to let go. The doctors quickly discovered the truth. Without an alpha's calming pheromones, Gao Tu's chances of survival were slim. Ideally, it should have been the father of the child, Shen Wenlang, at his side. But Shen was nowhere to be found. The hospital checked Gao Tu's compatibility with Mahang. The result? Over 65%. A number high enough to meet the donation standard. So, for 14 days, Mahang stayed at his side. He became Gao Tu's volunteer alpha, soothing him through the worst of it, his pheromones wrapping around Gao Tu like a lifeline. Day and night, he refused to leave the hospital bed. And slowly, Gao Tu's body began to stabilize. A week after his discharge, Gao Ming, Gao Tu's sister, warned him that Shen Wenlang was still searching everywhere. The man was relentless. So once again, Gao Tu ran. When Shen Wenlang stormed Gao Tu's old apartment, Gao Tu had just changed his pheromone patch and slipped away. His sister let Shen inside, and though Gao Tu was gone, a faint trace of his scent lingered. That was all it took. For Shen Wenlang, that small confirmation was enough to reignite his determination. He knew Gao Tu was alive. He knew he was close. But why was Gao Tu running? Why was he so desperate to stay out of Shen Wenlang's reach? The answer was heartbreakingly simple. Once, Shen Wenlang had coldly declared that if his Omega ever got pregnant, he would never allow the child to be born. He would get rid of it without hesitation. Those words had cut Gao Tu to the bone. And now, carrying that very child inside him, he was terrified. From his perspective, there was no way Shen Wenlang would allow this baby to survive. So, even as his body crumbled, even as his heart longed for comfort, Gao Tu kept running. Meanwhile, Shen Wenlang's world was falling apart. He entered rut, craving his mate with an unbearable hunger. His body screamed for Gao Tu, for the bond they shared. He missed him so much that he started scrolling through old WeChat conversations, clinging to scraps of memory. One short video became his lifeline. Gao Tu in a dressing room, folding clothes and smiling shyly into the camera. "Does this one look good, Mr. Shen?" It was nothing but a fleeting moment. Yet Shen Wenlang replayed it hundreds of times, drinking in every detail as if Gao Tu were still beside him. Desperation drove him further. He even reached out to Gao Tu's father. "Have you heard from him?" Shen asked. The man replied with a false smile. "No, Mr. Shen. But thank you for saving my life, and for the money you gave me. Trust me, if I find him, he'll be yours." Shen Wenlang clenched his jaw. He knew Gao Tu's father was rotten, a man who would sell out his own son if given the chance. But Shen was out of options. He had to try everything. When whispers reached him that Gao Tu had once been hospitalized in critical condition, Shen's chest tightened like a vice. He scrambled to pull Gao Tu's medical records, but they were gone erased. Still, he confirmed one thing. Gao Tu had nearly died. A doctor revealed the rest. He's not alone. He has an alpha by his side now. Very good looking. Very caring. Their compatibility isn't low either. His pheromones are stabilizing Gao Tu. So don't worry, Mr. Shen. Whether he wants the child or not, he won't be in life-threatening danger again. Those words haunted Shen Wenlang. Whether he wants the child or not, as long as that alpha is there? Shen slammed his fist against the table. That wasn't just Gao Tu's child. That was their child. His child. His Omega. Why should someone else's pheromones surround the person who belonged to him? Shen Wenlang's suspicion turned toward Ma Heng. He believed Ma Heng had taken Gao Tu abroad. But after combing through travel records, he found nothing. Neither Ma Heng nor Gao Tu had left the country. Ma Heng's passport had expired long ago. That should have eased his worry. But Shen Wenlang's instincts screamed otherwise. And he was right. Because the truth was, Gao Tu's own father had been pulling strings in the background. He wasn't helping Shen Wenlang at all. Instead, he had quietly assisted Gao Tu and Ma Heng in vanishing, even setting up their escape from the country itself. And so, the cycle continued. Two hearts bound together, yet torn apart by misunderstanding. Gao Tu, terrified of losing his baby, convinced that Shen Wenlang would destroy it. And Shen Wenlang, frantic with longing, desperate to hold Gao Tu again, furious that another alpha had taken his place. Every step forward only widened the distance between them. Shen Wenlang's obsession grew darker. His longing for Gao Tu turned into a consuming madness. He replayed every memory, studied every trace of scent, tore apart every lead, refusing to let go. And Gao Tu continued to run. His body frail, his spirit fractured, but his determination unshaken. He would protect his child, even if it meant running forever. This was a love story bound by fate, but shattered by fear. Two people who should have been each other's salvation, torn apart by words spoken in anger and misunderstandings left unresolved. But one question remains: how long can Gao Tu keep running? And how far will Shen Wenlang go to bring him back? If you want to know what happens next in this heartbreaking saga, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter. Because this story is far from over. If you've been pulled into this heartbreaking journey, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter. Trust me, things are only going to get even more intense from here.